I hope everyone's having a great Sunday. I know the weekend's almost over. Yuck, right? So I did a video earlier and I deleted it. Um, I'm going to discuss a few things that was in that video, but it was kind of really digging into some of the behaviors that I was seeing over the weekend. And I don't know, it was sometimes I just think to myself, what's the point? What's the point, right? And, again, I've already said over and over that I have no beefs in this YouTube war, okay? No beefs with any creator. And when you don't belong to a community, you can be on the outside looking in. And it has nothing to do with not liking somebody or, like I said, not having a beef in this war. And that I call it a war because that's what it seems like to me. And, you know, uh, it, my attention has been focused on mainly, the two creators that seem to be having the war right now. And these are only my opinion, guys, just from what I'm seeing, all right? And I did say, that I was going to focus on more positive things, and I am going to be getting back to that. But I also said, if something that I feel, major or big happens or whatever, that I would, do a video and cover, the behaviors. So just wanted to put that out there. And I feel that, with this war that's going on, which is ridiculous, okay? I'm just saying it's ridiculous because there's so many real things going on out there in the world, all right? And I'm sure there's some major things that are going on in people's everyday life outside of YouTube that is so much more important than all this petty crap that is getting stirred up in YouTube land. Now, I don't want to take away when I say petty crap because it's these creators' real lives, but um, it can be stopped. All right, it can be, like I said, it can be stopped. It doesn't have to turn into this, but there's so much real life stuff or real life outside of YouTube happening to people. And, all this YouTube crap is just ridiculous. And what I'm seeing people like having to pick sides, or, they are picking sides, or their friends are going to one side. So they feel that, I have to follow and I'm going to go to that side, even though, you know, I don't, I don't agree at all with what a creator might be doing or whatever. But since my friend is going to this side, I'm going to follow. And we see that with, kids. We see that with our children. Normally you don't see that with adults, okay? So that's what I find really bizarre, but that's what we're seeing in YouTube. And what I'm going to talk about on this video is just some lies that I'm going to cover. And I'm only going to cover a few lies. I mean, like I said, being on the outside looking in, you know, uh, I have many lies that I could put out there that I have heard and seen. And I did that on the video I deleted because it's like, why bother? But I'm just gonna pinpoint a few. And a few things that, people just want to sweep it under the rug, but, if anybody else would do these things, it would be a major thing to be done. It would be all over the place, and you know, people would make a big deal about it, and I just don't get it. You know, I have to say, if you're going to stand up and say, I'm against this, and you shouldn't do this, I did have to put that on pause. My dogs are going nuts again. What's new? They might do it again. But if you're going to stand up and say, I am against this, okay? You need to stand up, or you should stand up. If you're going to advocate to stand up against something, you need to do it across the board. I've already said that before. And it doesn't matter if you like somebody or don't like somebody. You should be standing up across the board for somebody, for certain things not to be done. No matter if you want brownie points to someone you might be loyal to or you might be friends with. Because that makes you a hypocrite, okay? It does. And, everybody can be schooled on, what is the right thing to do, or, what's the true meaning of something. But we're all adults. We know what we should and shouldn't do on social media, all right? Because we know, I said this before, we know most of us would not act like this in real life. I mean, some people might act a certain way. The way they're acting on social media, they might act like that in real life. But we know the majority of the people out there, even subs, the way that they, the comments they leave, they would not want their families, their neighbors, their co-workers, maybe people in their churches, to know or to see that this is the way that they act, or the comments that they make. This is how they act on social media. But yet, from what I'm seeing, some people are okay with the way, certain viewers, subs, and creators, they're okay with how they act. But they'll condemn how other creators or sub acts, okay? They'll condemn what they do, but they're okay with how their friends act. They will make every excuse under the sun for their behavior and why they do what they do. And that's not okay. Like I said, if you're against something and you advocate to say that this should not be done, then you need to do that across the board for everybody. And like I said, I don't care if you can Google stuff, okay? People, family members, personal information should not be put out on other people. And the reason why I'm saying that is I was right on my one video that I was talking about, and I wasn't for sure because I've said it over and over again too. I don't watch videos all the way through. I skip through them, and I don't watch all videos. I don't. I can't get through hours of videos, and I don't watch everybody's videos, and I wouldn't want to. I do more outside of YouTube. I don't spend all my time on YouTube. I know some people do. That's very it's losing my train of thought. It's very obvious that some people, that's all they do. And I'm not talking creators alone, but it's very obvious that some people, that's all they do is spend their time on YouTube with these lives that go on for hours, and in the chats and stuff. I can't do that. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to. There is more out there in the world than being on your laptop or on your phone and being on these lives, like I said, for hours and several times a day, and then going to other people, quote, the enemies, and seeing what is being said and going, hopping all over. There's more out there in life, and I'm sure people have families. And I am going to do a video at a later date about this. I'm not going to get into it, on this video. But it's not healthy. It can't be healthy. Because even I had to take some breaks, and I do, just listening. And like I said, I have no beef with anybody, and I'm not part of this war. And it can't be healthy. So, anyways, back to what I was talking about. I was right about when I said that I did not think that Jessica Lynn put her father's past out on her live. And when I mean her father's past, I did not think that she was mentioning anything about what he did, like Natasha stated on her live. Because when I was listening on Natasha's, Kelly and Natasha said that Jessica put out her father's information, okay? Or she talked about her father first. And that Natasha, that Jessica did not put out the truth. And so Natasha was either given, or she went and looked for, I think she was given the information on Jessica Lynn's father, and then she put out the truth. So what I said is, I don't think so. I don't think Jessica would have put out his past. I was thinking that maybe she was talking about maybe her father, on what a good man he was or whatever, because I didn't know. Like I said, I don't watch videos all the time. But I was right in what I said. Jessica, Natasha went on Jessica's panel, and that wasn't good. It wasn't good. I was hoping that there could be some, I don't know, maybe some truth, or not truth, sorry, truce, okay, white flag or something. Didn't happen. But Jessica's like, I think Natasha, and don't quote me word for word, because people like to twist what you say. So I don't have a script out in front of me like some people might, all right, when they do their videos, lives, whatever. Don't have a script or anything. I'm just sitting here talking to myself. But she did not talk about, at first, about her father's past. She was talking about her father, as she said her father was helping her child do something, okay? So she mentioned the word father. So in doing so, I guess in Kelly's eyes, and Natasha's, and other people's eyes, he was fair game then, okay? He was fair game to go after, because the word father was used. Because I made that comment, is it okay since I used the word sister when I was talking about my nephew passing away from leukemia and my brother-in-law passing away from leukemia? Would it be okay because I said children, which you will never hear me use my children's names ever, because some of y'all are crazy. I'm not talking about you guys that that have, are in, that have made comments. But you know what I'm talking about. You all, some of you out there on social media, digging into people's past. But if you use the word children, is it okay then to go and find people's children and look them up and find out what their names are and if they got a criminal past, or find their jobs? Because Jessica, that's all she did. She didn't even say her father's name. Now, when Natasha was doing her live, she made it sound like, her and Kelly made it sound like Jessica put to her viewers, because we know that a lot of her viewers will go, just like, I'm not just talking about Natasha's viewers, but we know that they go and they will look and they'll watch other creators that are, quote, the enemy, okay? We know that. But we know that there's a lot that won't, okay? They are loyal, and this is vice versa, okay? They are loyal to their creators, and they're like, I'm not going to go listen to what someone else has to say because they're dogging the person I like, and I'm not going to go listen to them. And you even see that, see some people in chats that say, I've never listened to a live this person has said. And again, I'm not talking about just Natasha. I'm talking about other communities, okay? So you have a lot of people that are in Natasha's community that have never went and listened to Jessica Lynn. And so in their minds, they're thinking that because Natasha and Kelly have stated that Jessica Lynn put her father out there first, and she gave wrong information. Basically, she lied. And so they just put out the truth, or not Kelly, but Natasha just put out the truth. But what they failed to say was the whole truth, okay? That Jessica Lynn did not put out her father's past information. All she did was mention the word father helping her child, and that Natasha then found out information on her father through Google and put out his personal information. That's the truth. That's how it went down. And then when she did that, Jessica Lynn went and defended her father and said, okay, yeah, he did have a past. These people went and looked him up and found out his past, even though he has nothing to do with this YouTube war, okay? He doesn't. He has absolutely nothing to do with it. But since you went and you had to look up his past, this is what happened, okay? And I've talked about that black and white and also the gray area. Okay, this is what he was charged with, but this is what happened. This is his story. But they want to say, nope, that's not what the paperwork says. He was, Jessica Lynn's lying. Her dad's lying. That's not what the paperwork says. But yet, Natasha was also charged with the felony, okay? It was brought down to a misdemeanor. She was lucky enough to plead it down to a misdemeanor, all right? Now, Kelly says, I don't like thieves. She says that over and over and over about Jessica, but Natasha was charged with a theft as well, okay? We can't cherry pick this. And it was on a single mom taking away her money. It was for theft, okay? For taking her money. And again, here comes that gray area. There's black and white and gray. So Natasha wants to say, even though we see the paperwork, we also see text and stuff, but we see the paperwork. And it's in black and white, but Natasha has explained that gray area, her side, that it didn't happen the way that the record is saying that it happened. Kind of like with Jessica's dad, right? It's there in black and white, just like Natasha's is in black and white. But she's given that gray area, her side of the story of how it happened. But she had to take a plea, kind of like Jessica's dad, right? But it's okay for Natasha to give her gray area, her side of the story, and it's fine. But Jessica isn't allowed to give her father's side of the story. That's not right, people. It's not right. I said there's always that gray area. We do know that in the United States, most cases, there's a plea deal, okay? It cost the courts so much money for a trial, and most cases are, I think stats, I'm sorry, not sats, the stats are like up in the 90s of cases that are where they'll get you down to a plea deal to make it go away, to get rid of it. Plus, they scare you to death on going to jail. And I am seeing a lot of, where's this money, Jessica? Where's this money? And Jessica did make a comment because they're like, quit talking about Natasha's daughter. And she made that comment, and they're like, well, she's talking about, she was saying, and I seen this, she was saying it's kind of like going to Hannah, and I can say her name, she's a creator and she's over 21. Okay, it's like going to Hannah, asking Hannah, where's the 20K, when she has nothing to do with the 20K for her mom. It's the same thing as you guys asking me, where is this money, that had to do with my father. I have nothing to do with that. And she's absolutely right. No matter if you like Jessica Lynn or not, she's absolutely right. So when she was talking about Hannah on that aspect, that I caught that. Okay, people might want to say, well, you didn't hear everything. No, I haven't, but I have heard that. She's absolutely right. These people that keep wanting to bring her father up into it is not right. But then the same people are like, well, if you, because I know Jessica did say, well, how would you feel if I went after Natasha's mother or father who is deceased? And they're like, you better not, you better not. Well, what is the difference here? What is the difference? Because it was just done to her. Or, I'm not trying to be on sides here. I'm just saying, what is the difference? Because it was just done to her. Only because she used the word father. And then I heard Kelly say, that's like if you came after my grandson or my son. They're not out on YouTube and I've never mentioned them or whatever. And then, I don't know, she has some other few choice words to say about that. Well, Kelly, you just mentioned the word grandson and son. So would that make it okay? Does that make them fair game now? Because that's what basically you said, it would be fair game because that's what Natasha did. Because Jessica did not say anything about her father except that he was helping her son do something. Now, Jessica has most of her videos are not privated, okay? So you can go back, if anybody wants to dispute this, you could go back and look to see the dates on, when she was talking about that to where Natasha put out the information on her father. I know Natasha has all her videos privated, okay? But you could go back and look and see that she did not say anything about her father's past until Natasha put it out there. But again, her viewers that don't watch Jessica, they are thinking that Jessica Lynn put this information out first, and that's not the truth. Okay? We need to start telling the truth. Now, I don't know, okay, about I don't know about Natasha putting Jessica's name out there first. I did see the name out on I did see it out on her Cash App. But here's the thing. I would have never known. Okay? I would have never known what Jessica Lynn's last name was because I would have never looked for it. And I know nobody else did either. Nobody else did either until Natasha told everybody. Nobody said anything about, oh, we know what Jessica's last name is. So is it true doxing? I guess not, if you want to be technical about it. I guess it was in the chat or whatever that this is her PayPal or whatever, and then had her her last name at some point. She took that away a long time ago. But the thing is, nobody knew it. Nobody was saying, oh, we know Jessica's last name, because nobody was paying attention, except, I guess, Natasha and a few of her people. And then she put out her last name. That's a problem. To me, it might not be true doxing. Okay, if you want to be technical, Kelly. But when nobody else knows it, okay, but then it's brought up and say, well, it was out there before. She had it out there. Nobody might have picked up on it, but I did, and here it is. What is that? What is it? And then people want to say, well, you know, if you can Google it, then it's fair game. Well, you can also Google people's addresses, and you can also Google their family members. You can, when you Google your name, you can get a lot of information on who you're related to. So is that okay to put that out there, right? When you Google somebody, if you know what their name is, a lot of times it will have on there the address, somebody's address, and it will have some of the people that you're related to. Is it okay to put that information out in the drama community because you're able to Google it? Where do we draw the line? It's not okay. It's absolutely not okay. And I don't get where some of the people think it is okay. And I don't know. I know Jessica did say that Natasha said her children's names, and that wasn't the truth, okay? And she did come and say, you know, I was wrong. She did not say that. Jessica did come out and say I was wrong. She did not say my kid's name until this other video when she did say her son's name. But she did say she didn't say her name. But to begin with, Jessica's like, yeah, she did say my son's name. Now, I don't know about these other allegations about addresses and house or anything. I haven't seen it. I don't know where it was of somebody putting a picture of Jessica's house up. I don't know. I don't know about that. Okay? That I don't know. I don't know if it was a sub that did it. That I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch all the videos. I have not seen that from Natasha. So I have no clue. But again, I don't watch all of Natasha's videos either. If I see a live, like I said, I skip through. I do that sometimes. It just depends, you know. If it's big things happening, that's kind of what I watch. So now I'm going to move past that because I know we were, like I said, we were schooled on what is true doxing. And I think being adults, okay, we should know what we should be putting out there and shouldn't be put out there, okay? And if you wouldn't want certain things to be put out there on you, then why the hell are you doing it to other people? And I did not agree with what was put out on Natasha. Now, I see Mandy is back. That's how I learned all about Natasha. And I don't know who Mandy is, but when I was told to first start watching Natasha by somebody that was in a group, not because of anything really bad, it was they're just like there's this new person. She wasn't new. She was new to YouTube or new to um, I don't know really YouTube, but new to me. She was starting a new channel, okay, and I've already stated before that someone told me to watch her because she was trying to cover the Watts case, and we've already, the Watts case to us was basically done, right? And she was holding the phone really up close to her face, and, she had this southern accent, and she was funny. And this person told me to watch, and then I seen what I thought was, the first hate channel, which was Mandy, making all these videos and showing all this stuff about Natasha's past, you know. And that's how I found out about her past, was Mandy. And then I said before in one of my first videos that I thought Mandy was a fake drama a thing because they became friends after she went hardcore on Mandy. And then they became friends, and then the videos disappeared, and then I didn't listen to creators for the longest time. And then when I came back, I thought, I'd look up this person that I found out all the information about, and she had like over 5,000 subscribers and no content, and didn't see her again. So I thought it was just fake drama. But I guess I'm way off base on that. It was just a theory. And then, I'm hearing, rumors that this Mandy, like I said, I don't know who she is, know nothing about her, threatened Natasha and her children's lives. Now, you tell me, why would somebody, why would you allow somebody back in your circle or in your life that threatened your children? Your children, okay? It's one thing to threaten you, but your children, and you're allowing them to be in your circle. Like I said, I don't know if this is true or not. I wasn't around for that. Like I said, when you want to say Jesus, I always say, baby Jesus, take the wheel. But wow. If anybody should ever stay away forever and never come back as somebody that threatens your children should always, always come first. And anybody that threatens children, they have something wrong in their head, okay? I won't understand that. But we're going to talk about people, coming back to communities and stuff like that in a different video. Like I said, I have no clue who Mandy is, except, that's where I found out about Natasha's past. And I didn't agree with that then of, bringing people's information, digging into people's information and bringing it on social media. I didn't agree with it with Natasha. So we're going to move along from that, okay? Now, I watched the video about Natasha's niece that was premiered. And I've never heard of this creator either that did this video. And the video broke my heart. I already said that on my other video, but I don't agree with this video being put out there, and I'll tell you why. This child has already been through a tragedy, okay? And she's a teenager. And we already know, because Natasha has put it out there, what tragedy she has been through. And she has already lost 2 siblings, okay, in different ways. The 2 siblings were lost in different ways. And I'm not putting any information out there that Natasha hasn't already put out there. And at the time of this video, she wasn't with this family that long either. And, you know, it was heartbreaking. It was a heartbreaking video. And I did feel like she was being ganged up on. But when you think about it, we as parents, I'm sure all of us has made our children cry at some point, right? You know, we've grounded them, we've taken away video games, or taken away stuff, put them in timeout, whatever. I'm sure that we have been told before, you know, I don't like you, whatever. Our kids have been unhappy with us at times, right? So I'm sure we've made our kids cry. But we haven't hopefully have made our kids cry in front of an audience on social media. There's a difference. Especially for it to get spread around for our kids, for their friends to get a hold of and maybe see. And that's what's heartbreaking here. And that's why I don't agree with this video being put out, because this young girl, like I said, she's already been through enough. And she, you know, she's a teenager, and teenagers get on YouTube. I mean, YouTube isn't as fashionable, I guess, or the trend like TikTok and all these other things are. But what are the chances that her friends are going to see this? And she's really going to be embarrassed about this video being put out there. And yeah, I did have a problem with it, about how she was treated. Because, you know, again, it was done, instead of being done in private, and I already said you know, my feelings on that video, that the video could have been, you know, the live could have been shut down and it be handled privately. And she was literally called in that room to be scolded in front of, you know, people on social media. But anyways, I caught another lie. All right. And this is what I'm saying. When you want to call other people out on their lies, and here's another thing, okay? When you're doing live videos, or even when you just sit here talking, sometimes you might not mean to quote lie, okay? But you might you might forget, okay, what you said, all right? And say, I didn't say that. And then, you know, you would have to hunt back and say, oh, crap. Yeah, I did. I did say that. Oops, sorry, my bad. I did say that. But some people don't want to take the time to go back through their videos and say, God, yes, I did say that. I'm sorry, you know. I didn't lie, guys. I just forgot that I said that. But people want to twist it and say, you know, you're a liar. You did say it. And then the person that was called out as a liar, they don't want to be the bigger person and say, you know what, I misspoke, or, you know, you're right, I did say it, or I didn't say it. But, you know, sometimes you get caught up when you're doing your lives. You got chat going, right? You're trying to watch your chat too. And sometimes you really get going, okay? And you get passionate about what you're talking about. And sometimes things might slip out of your mouth that maybe shouldn't, or you might say something that you might not recall that you said. I get it. Just like now, I lost my train of thought again. You know, it happens. But the thing is, sometimes, like I said, you have some people that will go in these videos, I guess, and really hunt hard to find out different things that you said and say, they said this, they said this, they said this. It's ridiculous. But then you have the downright lies, okay? The downright lies. And with this video, again, it was swept under the rug. I knew it would be. I already said that before, that it would get swept under the rug. First off, it said, you know, people were saying it was done 4 years ago. And that's the first thing I said, that it was going to happen. And a lot of people did too. And okay, it was done 4 years ago. But they wanted to use the niece's video she done last summer to show that, you know, people are just attacking her aunt to get to her or whatever. I can see what she's saying. I can see what the niece is saying. I can. But I think the reason why these videos are coming to surface is because this creator is calling other people racist, okay? And also calling other people bad parents. And that their parenting skills suck and they need to... I remember one video, just a little thing that she said about another creator. I think that the father yelled at a child while she was doing a live. I'm not sure what he said or whatever, but yelled. And Natasha made a big deal about it. Made a big deal about this father yelling at this child. But then this video surfaced, okay? So I think that's why this creator, whoever they are, brought this video up. Because you can't sit there and criticize and scream that another person is doing this and that when you're doing the same thing in your own home. And the lie that I caught was the first video when the niece did this video over the summer. She was talking about that first video that was out, not about this new one, okay? It's not a new one. It was done around the same time, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. But she was talking about that video, not this one, okay? And the thing is, she's got MRB. I think she went on panel with MRB because MRB was addressing the first video. And people were saying about the first video, when this racism thing was going on, they were saying, okay, that they were sweeping it under the rug, saying that some people even came over and made a comment on my video that she was in a mod chat. And that is what Natasha used, that she was in a mod chat and that the video was edited. And they even made a comment on mine saying the same thing, okay? That she was in a mod chat and the mods were trying to get back at her and they were editing the video, even though it was coming out of, you know, the child's mouth and Natasha's mouth. I don't know how you can do that, but okay. And that it was 4 years ago. And I think MRB, if you look, she still might, I don't think she privates videos, I don't know. Um, but she did a video, or Natasha was up on there because people were talking about that, um, that she was up on panel, and they were discussing that, and Natasha says that, because Natasha has all of her videos privated, Natasha said that first video was not alive because that's what was, being talked about. She says that the video was a private mod chat. Now, when she went on Jessica Lynn's live, she said the first video was actually alive. Now, today, I was just listening just a little bit today, not much. She actually went on her own live and said the same thing. That first video was alive, but the second one was a private mod chat. Natasha, that is not what you said, okay? You explained the first video away saying that it was a private mod chat and that the mods that didn't like you anymore edited that video. They spliced it, edited it, whatever. But as you look at the first one and the second one, you can see the hearts, the likes, okay? And you can see the scroll of the live. And on the second one that we just seen, even though it's blurred out, you can see the scroll of the live. I don't think that happens with a private mod chat. You said that it was a messenger. You were an inbox messenger mod chat. That doesn't happen in a messenger mod chat. You wouldn't have the likes and the hearts and the scrolling, okay? I wouldn't think. I could be wrong. Could be. Could be. I don't know. Unless you... Who knows? I could be wrong about that. But even if it was, I mean, you basically lied because you said that the first one was a private mod chat as well. But now you're saying that no, it was actually a live video. Because you can actually see people commenting and saying LOL, whatever, and stuff like that. You can actually see people commenting. But the second one, the stuff is blurred out. But even if it was a private mod chat, should that have been done while you're doing a live? I mean, I'm just saying, you know how mods can, come and go. That's what happens. So I'm just saying, it shouldn't have been done. But, I mean, that was a lie. And nobody's picking up on it. Nobody's saying anything. Because a lot of your people that's been there for a while, or even just a little bit, that is what they have been using for that first video, is that, they're using that first video saying that it was a mod chat. That's because that's what you said. It was a mod chat and that it was edited by your mods. And then you just said that, no, I mean, that's what you said. You said that on MRBs, but you said it was a regular live, but the second one was a mod chat. Where I'm going here is you can't call out everybody else as lying when you're doing it yourself. Or you can say, you know what? I screwed up. I screwed up. Okay? I said things I shouldn't have said. I did things I shouldn't have did when it came to that. Because, we're not perfect parents. I said before, we don't come with manuals. And I did things that I shouldn't have done. And for that, I'm sorry, but that's not who I am with this child now, I mean, apparently her doing that video last year kind of shows that, or last summer. So, you know, just own it. Own it. But you can't, like I said, you can't call other people out and say that they're lying or they're liars when you're doing it yourself. And then I know a lot of people were making comments about Hannah, and they weren't telling the truth. And I know there's some creators in Natasha's community, and all they did was put out a little thing saying, you know, Hannah, somebody said Hannah is gross. And people were asking, oh my gosh, why are they saying that about someone so sweet? Where is this at? I can't believe they'd be saying this. And there's a lot of comments about that. But they didn't bother saying why it was said. And why it was said is because Hannah said, I need to find some Mexicans to sign a deed. We all know that they travel in packs, so it should be easy. That's why that comment was said. And we've heard that before, right? We heard that come from Natasha about the girls going to the mall and that Mexicans travel in packs. I mean, we have to do better. Our children learn from their parents. And I'm going to end it on that. We cannot say we stand for something and be okay with one person getting away with or saying whatever they want to say, okay, and condemn other people if they say something. That's the point I'm trying to get across. And stuff comes out of our mouths that shouldn't, okay? We're only human. It happens. But some people think they're so high up on a pedestal that it doesn't matter what comes out of their mouth, that they're held at a different standard than other people. And that's not right. It's not right. We should all be held accountable for what comes out of our mouths. And it doesn't matter if it happened a few years ago. It doesn't matter if it happened yesterday. Own it. Own what comes out of your mouth. Own your actions, your own actions, okay? And quit twisting the truth. Quit twisting it. I'm going to go on that, and said before, it's this drama crap happens, you know, it seems like something happens every day. But you know, trying to focus more back on the positive stuff. Hopefully people will at least make a truce on stop with putting the personal information out. Stop attacking family members. All right? Because you all know that's not okay. You all know that. Grow up. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. And you know it. And yes, you can be held accountable. You can. If somebody gets hurt because, you know, you're putting out some information and putting out where people can find information, and that person gets hurt or worse, you can be held responsible. And that goes for everybody. And what is it going to take? Is it going to take that for somebody to finally stop? I don't know what it's going to take. But you're all adults, and you need to act like it because you're not. So with that, I'm going to go. Again, I hope everybody has a great Sunday, and we'll just catch you again.